Hey everyone, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Welcome to Open BxRx. Coming up on today's show, we'll hear from an internal medicine specialist and gastroenterologist who highlights the importance of the digestive system and how it impacts Black and Brown communities. Then we'll speak to a young man who has transitioned from a career in sports and entertainment to technology, and he'll speak about his reason for the transition and how the future of tech will forever change our daily lives. After that, we'll check in with a father and daughter duo who will shed light on their wonderful organization and how it's providing refreshing scents that can fill up any home and office space. And finally, we'll hear from a poet and public speaker who's doing big things in our community and in our schools too. So check that out. All this and more is headed your way because we are now wide open. Hey everybody, I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and you're watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us on social media at BronxNet TV. Now, leading things off, we're joined by a gastroenterologist and internal medicine specialist. She's with us to speak about the importance of the digestive system on the Black and Brown community. Check out the health. We're going to be talking about that. Also to raise awareness on colorectal cancer. So please welcome to the show, Dr. Cynthia Quainoo. Dr. Cynthia, welcome.
Hi. Thank you. Good morning.
Doctor, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know we've been on many times before. In fact, the last time we were on, I think we were on with about two other doctors, and we spoke about a number of things, but I know you're still doing some of the same, and you're creating the awareness that it is so very, very important to get that screening, get that checkup to find out what's going on with your body. Can you tell us, our audience, a little bit about yourself and how you got into gastroenterology?
Sure. So I'm Dr. Cynthia Quainoo. I am a gastroenterologist in Brooklyn. So gastroenterology is the diagnosis and management of digestive diseases. So that includes everything from your esophagus to your anus and everything in between, pancreas, liver as well. My interest in gastroenterology started when I was a resident in Newark, Rutgers University, treating liver patients, basically. And that's how I ended up in GI.
Yeah. From treating liver patients, how
Yes.
did you get into your gastroenterology? Because I tell you, I was sitting at a diner and there was a group of doctors. I didn't know they were doctors until I heard them speaking. You know, I was kind of nosy, I was eavesdropping. And my table was here. Their table was like maybe a couple of tables away. And one doctor laughed and said, well, had they only known, all they had to do is drink water and they wouldn't have to come and see us. How true is that?
Sometimes it's that simple.
Is it that simple?
Sometimes it is. Not all the time, but sometimes it's that simple. Sometimes it just comes down to good diet, exercise, and a good diet includes taking in enough water, taking enough fiber, fruits and vegetables, and less meat. Yeah. So sometimes it is that simple.
Whew. Yeah. Wow. I mean, that's simple, but, you know, of course you have to do those other things too. Can you tell us about the significance of the digestive system and the impact of poor diet and digestive health in the Black and Brown community?
Sure. So some of the diseases that affect the GI tract that come from a poor lifestyle, poor eating, not only just affect Black and Brown communities, but I think the prevalence is reflected in the statistics with obesity and diabetes and hypertension, right? So all of these things are interrelated, you know. So if you are obese, you have a higher risk of having, let's say, heartburn, for instance, which is reflux of your stomach contents into your esophagus. That can cause a lot of inflammation of the esophagus. Over time, inflammation in esophagus can cause ulcers, can cause strictures, and in a worst case scenario, it can put you at high risk for a condition called Barrett's esophagus, which over a long period of time can become esophageal cancer. And honestly, the complete kind of treatment for this is weight loss.
Weight
right?
loss.
So sometimes it is as easy as what you eat and what you drink.
Yeah. Is there an association or correlation between COVID-19 and having problems with colorectal or your esophagus or your digestive system?
Sure, that's a great question. Actually, during the pandemic, we started to see a lot of patients with like an acute diarrheal disease or diarrhea, fevers, body aches, reflux even. And later on, we found out that these GI symptoms are prodromes to the actual COVID virus illness itself.
Wow.
So it always starts out with kind of GI symptoms, and then it evolves to affect the rest of the body.
Yeah, wow. Why is it so important to continue raising awareness of colorectal disease?
Because it's out of all the cancers, it's pretty treatable. It's preventable, number one, and absolutely treatable. And in terms of death statistics, Black men and women in this country kind of lead the pack. So it's improved, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Colon cancer and colon cancer screening is not very sexy to talk about. And so I think beginning with conversations like this to help kind of break down the stigma and help people converse about it a little bit more freely and more easily will improve awareness and allow people to talk about symptoms and family history and so forth.
Well, I'm so happy and I'm glad that you're in the position that you're in because you're able to help so many people and create that awareness. And I'm happy that we're helping you to do that too. What age groups and genders are most adversely impacted by colorectal cancer?
So men are slightly affected more than women. And the people over 60 are at risk. And so this is why we start our screening earlier around the age of 45.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a family history of a first-degree relative who's had colon cancer, your screening should begin 10 years prior to the age of diagnosis of that family member.
Yeah.
Okay, so these risks need to be discussed with your doctor. You may be a candidate for someone to have a colonoscopy at an early age.
Yeah. What age should people and how often should people get screened? And what are some of the signs and symptoms? Are there any signs and symptoms?
Sure. So the ages for average risk people with no family history, the age is 45. How often you do the colonoscopy depends on the findings of the initial colonoscopy. If you have a normal colonoscopy, you can repeat your next colonoscopy within 7 to 10 years. If you have one polyp, that time frame gets shorter. If you have more than 3 polyps, it becomes even shorter. So it really depends on the findings. With regard to some of the signs and symptoms, I think along with myself, most gastroenterologists can tell you a story of someone who came with no symptoms for screening and was found to have a colon cancer. So be very aware of that. Just because you don't have symptoms doesn't mean that there may not be a problem. But once you do have symptoms, it's often a sign that it's a little bit more advanced.
Yeah. And you spoke of polyps. For those who don't know, what are polyps?
So polyps are just small abnormal growths of tissue. And there's different types of polyps, but to keep it simple, those polyps can grow and develop cancerous features. And the larger they are, and the more those cells change, the more you put yourself at risk for colon cancer. And so the idea of doing a screening colonoscopy is to go into the colon and remove those little growths when they're just small, very small. And that has been shown to decrease the risk of developing colon cancer over the long run.
Is there a way to dissolve them by diet?
So you can't dissolve them if they already exist, but you can overall decrease your risk for colon cancer by having a diet that's high in fiber, lots of fruits and vegetables, less meat, right? Exercise, and avoiding tobacco and alcohol as well.
Got it. Got it. All right. So you're doing your thing in it, doctor. Thank you so much for sharing all this wonderful information. Do you have a website or somewhere where we can go to find out more about what you're doing and so we can follow you?
Sure. So you can email me at Cynthia Quainoo at nygidocs.com. My office number is 718-336-3900. I'm on Instagram as CQ Method, METHOD, and I'm on Facebook just as Cynthia Quainoo.
Cynthia, you know there is a big stigma about going in there and being. Some people feel like they're being violated, but try to comfort us a little bit. What can we do?
So there is a lot of stigma about that, and really a medical exam should be removed from that kind of emasculation or idea of sexual impropriety. Those things are completely separate. And if you have concerns that are specifically have to do with that, you have to voice them so that your doctor can address it. But this is just a routine exam. It's about 12 to 15 minutes at most. You're completely asleep during the procedure. You will have no pain during the procedure or no awareness that even the procedure is being done. If you do have a history of sexual trauma, or if you have a history, or you just prefer to have the same sex practitioner, you can always request that as well. I've had women request that only women be in the operating room when they have their procedures done, and we're very easily able to accommodate people. So this is a very low risk exam, and it's often not what people think is going to happen. Most of the time, my patients wake up and they say, "Oh, wow, I didn't expect it to be that fast and easy." So,
yeah. Doctor, thank you so much. Dr. Cynthia Quainoo, MD, Gastroenterology Internal Medicine Specialist. Thank you for sharing all of this wonderful information with us right here on BronxNet. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll see you soon. All right, we'll take a quick break right here. I've got more open, all coming your way. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Here we go now.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
Bro, you gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's a white people thing.
Escúchame, en esta casa los hombres no lloran.
You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
Thanks for hearing me out, bro. Appreciate it.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad. Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Kids!
I don't want to talk about it.
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 Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency.
Kids, you all right?
This family's prepared. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan. Go to nyc.gov/readyny or call 311 for more information.
And welcome back, everybody. I'm the Doc Bob Lee for 107.5 WBLS. Our next guest is the founder and CEO of Strong Interactive, and he joins us to speak about his transition from working as a philanthropy advisor to pro athletes, entertainers, and business leaders to working in the technology space as a tech entrepreneur and change agent. Please welcome to the show, Jonathan Herman. Jonathan, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Very happy to be here.
Jonathan, I see you in a number of different places, and I recognize your face. I don't know if we met in person, maybe at one of the locations. I've done a lot with a couple of the basketball players. I know you're associated with them too. But let's jump right in. Can you tell us a little bit about your early career in sports and entertainment?
Sure, absolutely. So really coming out of college, I was fortunate enough to work with Columbia Records years ago with Sandra Trindacasta.
Yes.
Really came to understand the basics of the music industry at that time. It was in a stage of transition, really, moving more into the digital realm, but we were still really in the early stages of that. And was able to learn under Sandra Trindacasta, followed her onto GRP Records, where we did marketing for jazz releases at the time. And, just gained a tremendous amount of experience, really still being early in my career. Eventually went on to law school, learned sports and entertainment contracts from 2 entertainment law firms in Los Angeles. And that was really the first orientation I had into the space.
There you go. What can you tell us about your time working in an advisor role to pro athletes and with celebrities? And, I know you worked with a lot of them, and I don't know, is that the DMC there with you?
It is.
Yeah,
absolutely. It sure is.
Yeah. Out of Jamaica, Queens, yeah.
That's
Tell us
right.
about that time working with all of these celebrities.
So piggybacking upon those years, we started a company to bring entertainment online. And I'm kind of dating myself a little bit, but this was before iTunes. We were still primarily buying records in the stores at the time. But there were a few of us that understand what was happening in this transition that was moving into the online and digital delivery of entertainment content. So we started a company to do that. We began working with various recording artists, and then started a marketing firm that began working with pro athletes and entertainers. Allen Houston was one of the first folks who we worked with. I ran Allen Houston's foundation for more than 10 years because it turned out that Allen was very much committed to philanthropy. And that was really his primary interest and orientation at the time.
That's where we probably crossed paths, because I've done a lot of things with Allen Houston and his foundation too. And also the phone company. Wasn't it a phone company that did some things on 6th or 8th Avenue? He opened up a few shops or something like that?
Yes. There were also entrepreneurial ventures that Allen was involved in at the time. But based on that success, David Robinson, who's now in the NBA Hall of Fame, asked me to work with him and some of his philanthropic interests. Chris Paul in New Orleans. We did a project that also supported Russell Simmons' work. So there were lots of years working specifically in sports and entertainment philanthropy and developing relationships in those industries.
Yeah. What was the turning point, moment, or conversation that sparked that transition from your career in sports and entertainment to, say, technology?
Well, I always had an underpinning in technology, was always really most interested in that space. We began to see some of the transition that was happening. We began doing websites. These were some of the first fan-based websites for professional athletes and entertainers, helping them build a digital presence, transitioned into being a small owner of a mobile app company in New York City that worked with Johnson & Johnson and others. So for me, being a tech entrepreneur is really my first passion. And I was able to connect the dots to the experience and what I had learned in sports and entertainment.
Jonathan, what is Web3 and how is that so important?
So Web3 is kind of elusive for a lot of folks. You know, we hear about the metaverse, we hear about cryptocurrency. A lot of people are still trying to figure this space out. Essentially, what Web3 is a combination of these new tools. And when we talk about the metaverse, what we're really talking about is an interactive and immersive version of the internet, which includes augmented reality and virtual reality. So we've all seen virtual reality. We've seen these big goggles that people wear.
Yeah.
We've laughed at the videos of people stumbling around their living rooms thinking that they're, on the football field. But augmented reality is another critical part of this.
Right.
There are new glasses that are coming out from Apple, from Samsung, Meta, and others, which are essentially going to add digital experiences to real world environments. So what you see with this basketball is that you can create digital assets that live in real world spaces. You can take that basketball and you can put it on your wall or in your living room or take it to a watch party with you. The asset is a high quality digital version in augmented reality. And so our company is one of the first to take autographed memorabilia from athletes and entertainers and convert them into these digital assets.
Wow. I can see people doing, their fundraisers, their galas and everything. You know how they have that setup where that digital stuff is there. Doesn't have to be there, but it can be mailed to them, sort of, kind of. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, using these glasses, and the glasses, they look like normal glasses. So the same glasses that you're wearing right now, these are going to be augmented reality enhanced glasses that allow you to see these assets in whatever real world environment that you want. So that's going to change everything. And our company has been acknowledged by Bloomberg and NASDAQ and others as the first to do what we're doing. Crunchbase ranks us as the #1 augmented reality company in the world currently. So we're really excited about where the space is going and helping educate people about what's coming next.
Jonathan, talk more about the services that are provided through your Web3 platform.
Yeah. So we work with athletes and entertainers directly to take memorabilia from their careers and convert them into these special augmented reality assets. We also work with fine art. We have converted more than $40 million worth of original fine art into 3D augmented reality assets to be sold as limited edition NFTs. We have other applications that we're developing on a B2B basis for partners who really want to take advantage of these technologies and move into this space. And we're making really great headway. We'll be featured coming up soon at the first ever American Metaverse Awards, as well as NFT Week Miami, and more appearances.
I mean, this is getting bigger and bigger. How important? I started hearing about the metaverse. I said, what the heck is that? What are they talking about? And sometimes the younger kids will know about. They're walking around with their iPads all through the house, and they know more about it than a lot of other people. How important is the metaverse, and how significant of a role will it play in our daily lives moving forward?
Yeah. Well, again, we have to understand first and foremost that the metaverse is bigger than just Meta. Meta was very smart in changing their name from Facebook to Meta. But everyone, when they think of the metaverse, most people think of Meta. What Facebook is building is just one version of this. There are lots of metaverses being built, both publicly and privately around the world. And it's important for us to recognize that this is going to really change the way that we interact with people. It doesn't mean that we have to only live in virtual reality, right? We never want to sacrifice the personal, real-world experiences that we have with each other. But again, the metaverse will include augmented reality assets. So that means that we will have digital content embedded in our real-world experiences with others. And so it's important for us to know what may come along with that. I also see this as an important opportunity for African-American entrepreneurs and disadvantaged entrepreneurs. Some of the conferences that I speak at, we talk about the fact that this is an opportunity for us to be involved in something that, typically we have only been consumers of and not necessarily founders and owners of. But I think that the space itself and the use of blockchain technology allows for everybody to develop new concepts and build businesses that will grow in this new digital space.
I'm loving it. What metaverse events should we be looking forward to?
Well, I mentioned NFT Week here in Miami,
That's coming up.
Florida, where we're based. Yes, Mark Cuban spoke last year. I'll be one of the speakers this year. It's an exciting time to not only understand NFTs better and the broad uses of NFT technology, but it's also a good time to get down to Miami as well. There's a really thriving technology community that's here. The American Metaverse Awards will also be coming up. This will be the first time that this happens in the United States, and we will be taking a look at various types of metaverse projects in all types of industries from around the world. It'll also be another occasion to really understand and get excited about what's coming.
All right, Sandra DaCosta, the crew, let's get ready, pack our bags. We're going. That's around my birthday time. We're going to Miami.
Please come down. We want to give a big shout out and big thanks to Bull Lion and everyone who's involved in the work that we're doing. This is really an innovative time. What's coming is going to be the best, I believe, of what technology has to offer. But it's important that we do it in a responsible way, and I think we're on the road to doing that.
That's good. Anything on the website that we should follow or social media?
Sure. Absolutely. So our website is stronginteractive.io. You will see links there for the different companies that we have that we're working with, both in sports and entertainment, in fine art, as I mentioned. You'll be able to participate in some of those. We're going to do some NFT drops, a new NFT coming out soon, a new release that'll be primed up for probably 2 weeks from now. So, please connect with us and stay tuned for what's coming.
Jonathan, thank you so much. You're always welcome to come back, all right? My house is your house.
Much appreciated. Good to be with you.
You got it. Okay. Jonathan Herman, tech entrepreneur, founder and CEO, Strong Interactive. Make sure you check out everything that they're doing, okay? We'll take a quick break right here. I've got a whole lot more. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. It's coming your way. We're open.
Even though we didn't grow up together, he's my favorite brother.
Hey, sis.
I'm the baby of the family, and he's the gentle giant.
What you know about Port Georgian?
Man, please, that's a classic.
You know when they say people are a rare breed? Yeah, he's that.
I'm sorry, I'll be back in a few hours.
Don't worry, Shug, you know I'm for you.
I know.
Go get the football.
That was my favorite memory. He was always for you. This is a true story of me, Bridget Floyd, and this guy, George Perry Floyd Jr., my big brother.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Found my heart out there in the open. Trees make you feel small. Can't help but get lost again.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Thanks for hearing me out, bro.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
And welcome back, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. I've got you covered like a blanket. Our next guests are father and daughter entrepreneurship team, who are the co-founders of NORYAN. They're here to speak about how it all started and to highlight NORYAN and what it has to offer its customers. They've got a whole lot to to offer. So please welcome to the show, Brian and NORYAN Watkins. NORYAN's not here, but they started it together, so they are here together. Welcome, 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 Brian.
Yes, thank you. How you doing?
Good, good, good. How did it all start? How did it all begin? I'd like to find out the beginnings of things, the origins of things. So kick it off.
So the origins, it started back, I guess, when I was a child. I've always been into fragrances. I've always been into, I just had a nose of smelling good. It always fascinated me, things that smelled good. So when my mother used to go to, Macy's, all these department stores, I used to gravitate towards the boutique section and just smelling different scents and just talking to the person, the representative that was there from the companies, and just engaging in chatter. And at the age of 11, I started curating and making my own scents.
Yeah.
And then, always been in the world. I worked a few jobs regarding that at department stores for a few companies. But fast forward to me finding out I was having a daughter, I wanted to do something and build something for her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course, that legacy is important. And I saw that she had a heavy interest, just like me, in smelling good things and want to smell good. So I said, you know what, let's do this and bond. And I started a fragrance, a luxury home fragrance company and scent marketing company with her, because there's a whole lot of psychology behind scenting and how it triggers and makes you feel a certain way and put you in a different mood.
Yeah. So you guys are into the sniffing business. Into smelling smelling beautiful things. That's a beautiful shot, by the way, with you and your daughter there.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Let's bring that, put that shot back up. There it is, right there. Yeah. That's good. So how did she take to it?
Oh, she loves it. Like, for example, I have a huge fragrance collection. I have over 600 bottles myself, and she takes my stuff and wears it, and she wants to pick out my scent, and she wants to pick out scent for her to wear. And she always loves it. She's always smelling things and notice, and she approves all the scents that we put into either whatever product. So either the candle, or if we're making a diffuser oil, into diffuser oil. So she's the co-founder, so she has just as much say as I do.
Yeah, and that diffuser oil is very, very important. A lot of people like to pour a little bit of that into their diffuser and get it going. It smells up the whole room and change the smell of the office, your office space, anywhere you want to be situated. Say it again.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know there's several different types of diffusers, right? The diffuser that we use are nebulizing diffuser, so it's waterless. It's the medical grade diffuser. That's our car diffuser right there. Yeah. It's a medical grade diffuser, and where it ionizes the oil and it turns it into microparticles. Oh. So very, very thin. Yeah, it doesn't use any water at all. And our diffuser oil is made to be in waterless diffusers. So it doesn't work as well in water diffusers because, again, for you to have oil to work in water diffusers, you have to mod it a different way. Because remember, water and oil don't mix.
Yeah, look at you. All right, now wait a minute. You can use these oils as a medicinal purposes too, right?
Yes. So
open up the sinuses.
So a lot of the stuff we don't have those linear oils that we could have for medicinal purpose. We take it and usually blend it and make our own, signature blend. But yes, those are the kind of things you could take and you want to use the pureness of it, so for medicinal purposes, and you get all the benefits of it. So you can take the pure oil in itself and use it in the diffusers for that medicinal purpose.
Wow. What separates your company from a lot of the other companies that are out there?
My knowledge and my love for it. And I'm I research and I do a lot of research and development, and I look and I actually use higher quality oil than a lot of the companies out there. I don't want to name or bash anybody, but if you go and use their stuff, you could tell, and especially me, I could tell that they're using low quality oils. I have a passion and a love for it, so I do not even want to disrespect the whole profession by using lower quality, because I like to smell good. I want people to smell good, and I want to pass that passion on to individuals and my customers.
Does your daughter go to school with a different scent every day?
She chooses. So she has a particular scent that she loves, and she sticks to that and wear that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then but she could tell you, I'm teaching her and having her more like what the scents do to you, because again, we're in scent marketing, meaning that when you go to those particular businesses, if you want to say upscale or luxury hotels or businesses, and you walk in, you're like, wow, it smells good in here. That's scent marketing. So that scent will stay with you, and you will identify and you will connect that scent with that particular establishment.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. I know a lot of her friends are saying, hey, where did you get that from? Can I get some of that?
Yeah.
Is she selling it to a lot of her friends?
Definitely. Oh yeah, definitely. And then she reason being, she tried to use like again the very expensive stuff that I have. So I just like, okay, we need to get we need to get your own thing. No 8-year-old is going to be using a $700 fragrance bottle.
Yeah. And I know everybody's asking you to make them something, right?
Yeah, but I tell them, even though I can dabble in that, I do it more the in-home luxury. I want that in-home experience.
Got it.
When you're in your house, you're in your place of comfort. We do it in-home and cars.
I like that.
Yeah, we don't deal with the perfume, even though we work with a lot of perfumers and perfume houses. But we take the scents and bring it in home or in your house.
I like that. That a lot of there's a lot of cab companies out there that need a little something in there. I know a lot of people going out on Friday and Saturday nights. They're going to pick up their girl. They don't want to have a stinky car, so they can come to you and say, "Hey, I want you to spark up my car, pimp my ride."
Yeah, exactly.
With the fragrance, of course.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, I'm tired of that little tree that's hanging on my mirror. Give me a better scent." Okay.
Yeah. So it comes in like a little car diffuser?
Yeah.
You plug it in?
So our car diffuser comes in a box, and you could put it in your cup holder. So it's portable. You could charge it in your car, and you take the oils and you pour it inside, and you got magic.
What's next for NORYAN?
Man, there's a lot. So we want to get more out, have businesses realize how important scent marketing and scent branding is for any business, for how it benefits them and their customer relationship, and just having more people getting into more houses, getting into more retail stores, and just growing. Essentially down the line, I would love to have a school where just having more people, just people knowing about the whole area of perfumery and fragrance, and just teaching people.
Wow, that's deep. To start a school.
Yeah, I would love it because a lot of another thing too is that perfumery actually was born in Egypt. I know we associate it with the French, but it actually was born in Egypt.
Yeah, that's good. So you got a little history going on it too. So you're gonna teach some history along with
I'm a history.
Yeah, you're a history major.
Oh yeah, I'm a history major.
History major that got involved in chemistry. We learned how to mix in many different ways. I mix on the turntables. I was a boxer. Learned how to mix it up in the ring, and then looking at a person like you know how to mix those fragrances together. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And then I help because I have perfumers that work with me, so they do a lot of mixing. I tell them kind of like what am I looking for as well, because to get to have a good complete scent, it takes many trials and error to get like one good scent.
Yeah, and you and your daughter have the nose for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially her. She's very particular.
Yeah.
About hers too.
That's good. Where do we go for more information? How do we find you guys? Social media, websites.
Oh yes, we're on both. So social media, our handle is NORYAN _NYC. And our website is NOR-YAM.com.
That's beautiful. You got to make us something that we can put in the studio here. You could put one in the control room up there where the Wizard of Oz people are behind the curtain, and you could put one up here in this studio here, and we can enjoy the scent of your work.
Yeah, definitely. Just let me know, and I'll sit down and I'll create something magical over there. And I know y'all in the Bronx, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's gonna be magical, but not as magical as Brooklyn. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know what? You know, you can do, see, there's something different here. Wait a minute. You can come in and share some of that. But listen, what if you made one for each borough? This is the Bronx scent. This is the Queens, the Brooklyn.
See,
I'm just saying, I don't know. I want 10% of
I had
this.
that going. I had that going. That's something that's gonna be released. The borough edition.
Yeah. There you go. Hey, listen. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Again, if anybody have any questions, feel free. Contact us and reach out.
And give your daughter a big hug. Give her a shout out. Show your love. Show your love.
Oh, of course. I want to shout out my daughter, Nora Regina Watkis, who actually named means honor the queen. She's 8. She's going to be, you know, they count the half. So she's going to be 8.5 soon. She attends Nightingale. She loves her school. You know, unfortunately, she couldn't be here because she's in school, in which, hey, you know, get your learning on. Hey, daddy loves you.
Yeah. And, you know, when she gets home, say, hey, you know, dad held it down for us. You know, we promoted our company.
She's gonna say, what about me? She's like, hey, when I'm gonna be there?
Well, you know what? The next time you can come in person into our studios. You can bring her with you, okay?
Oh, definitely. I appreciate that. She'll appreciate that too.
Yeah. All right, give us the website one more time. NOR-YAN.com. I see it. And
so if you're looking for anything, if you want to know how something smells, let us know. Again, we specialize in businesses, cars, and homes. So
there you go. We appreciate you, man. Father and daughter entrepreneurship, NORYAN and Brian Watkis. Nora, right? Nora.
Yes,
Nora Watkis.
Yes.
Co-founders, NORYAN.
Our actual name, NORYAN, actually means a symbol of love, and that's our names combined.
I kind of knew something like that. But listen, thank you so much, and good luck to you, and God bless you.
No, thank you. Appreciate having us.
All right, we'll take a quick break. I've got more open coming up next, right here.
Man, it's lonely. Like, going through life lonely.
There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
COVID-19 has changed how we spend weekends with the girls. Now it's time to take the first step that lets us get back to brunching instead of late-night munching. Before we can safely come together, we need the facts. As COVID-19 vaccines become available, you may have questions.
Should I get it? Is it safe? Should I wait?
It's okay to have questions. Now get the facts at getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you.
And welcome back. Here we go. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and our last guest is a Bronx native, and she's a fantastic poet, I hear. I heard it through the grapevine, and she's a public speaker also. She's with us to share the work that she is doing to positively impact students, aspiring artists, writers, and to promote upcoming events. So please welcome to the show, Andrea Augustus. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
So wait a minute, where have you been all of our lives?
You know what I'm saying? I'm right on time. I'm right here now.
There
That's
you
the
go.
important part.
So how'd you get into what you're doing?
Yeah, it's been quite the journey. I always like to say like school was really easy for me, like middle school, high school, right through it. Until I got to college.
And then it got a little tougher. You said, wait a minute.
Yeah, once I got to college, it kind of like hit me like with a two-piece.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was first generation on my mom's side. So like a lot of other first generation college students, I actually ended up dropping out So I moved back home. I was smelling like chicken. I was working as a waitress.
Wait a minute. In that restaurant that you were working, they were cooking a lot of chicken?
They were cooking a lot of chicken. It was good chicken.
Was it Chicken Shack?
It was a Chicken Shack. It was a Chicken Shack.
Hey, you came home smelling like chicken. Some people come home smelling like, something else from other restaurants and stuff. But that was a good thing.
Yeah.
You made you a little bit of money and you got the tips were good.
The tips were good. I learned how to work with people and I had more time and flexibility to just pursue art. So I was like going to a lot of different like open mics and events, and I just fell in love with the arts based off that. It was really cool.
So if you had a table of 6 to 10 to 12, you hit them with a little bit of poetry.
I would hit them with trying to remember their orders.
Well,
to be quite honest with you.
Now there's some art to that too, right?
There is.
Because a lot of people don't even write it down. They say, all right, you.
Exactly.
And you, and you.
And you just remember and go back. So I was working in restaurants and, but something was missing. So I was around a whole bunch of different artists and a whole bunch of different creatives. And I really was able to process some of what I went through in college through performing poetry. And I got into painting, and then I got into yoga and into dance. So I decided to go back to school to study art therapy in order to help others, kind of heal using art the way I did. And it was bomb. It was awesome. Until my college went bankrupt.
What? It went bankrupt, and what did you do?
My college went bankrupt, and I was like, oh my gosh, do I sit here and be depressed, or do I just make more poetry, make more art, use these tools that I've been learning? So
exactly.
That's
you put
what
it all
I did.
together because you have a number of things those tools that you can use to put it all back together. So now they call you Black Poetry Girl.
The poetic black girl.
The poetic black girl. This one says Black Poetry Girl, but
it's okay.
We can, any way you want. I got it. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you every step of the way.
Yes, good. I love it. I'm with you too.
So how'd you get the name?
Yeah, the poetic black girl. Ever since I was young, when I would open my mouth in schools, it'd be like, "Oh, you're really good at speaking." I'd be like, "I don't know." And then in the 5th grade, that was the first time I saw my work published, in the yearbook. Yeah.
In the 5th, how did that feel to you?
I was like, that's my name.
Did you understand it? Your stuff was published?
Yeah, it was amazing. That's when I fell in love with poetry. So, then I just kept on pursuing poetry through middle school and through high school. My senior project, a lot of people did PowerPoint presentations. They were building things. Mine was a spoken word poem about Black feminism. Yeah. And poetry has just always been there. It's corny, but poetry is something that has saved me time and time and time again.
That's right. You know it's about ready to happen now, right?
Dre don't be ready like that.
We have to initiate you right here on the set.
Oh, man.
Are you ready for it?
Am I ready for it?
Pass me the gloves over there. And pass me the other tools and stuff.
This is a whole initiation ceremony.
Yeah, we're gonna do
gloves and tools.
no. What it is that can you spit some for us? The poetry and rap go hand in hand,
Yeah. What camera should I look at? Should I just look at you?
Yeah, just look at me. They're gonna capture everything you do.
Sure. This gonna be a freestyle, cause
yeah.
Whatever.
I'm with you. Can I? Want a beat?
Yeah.
No. Go ahead.
Okay. Whenever I start thinking about poetry, I think about history. When I think of legacy, I think of history, and historically speaking, legacy hasn't always been simple or easy for those of us in our communities. My legacy is struggle. My legacy is pain. My legacy says no to massa and is beaten because of it. But my legacy also makes hot water cornbread and collard greens. And my legacy makes this one stew that fills the house with delicious scents. And my legacy burns incense. And my Legacy makes dollars out of cents, and sometimes it feels like my legacy don't got no sense. And my legacy sits at the table and clips coupons and gathers my brothers to take them to the supermarket. My legacy has complicated roots, but I love myself enough to sort them through.
You got your
Caught
own
me off guard, but I
beat.
did it. Yes.
That's how you do it.
Thank you.
That's what's up. That was beautiful.
Thank
that
you.
Was beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
You didn't need a beat for that. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, the heartbeat is the beat.
Exactly, because you had your pauses and everything in there.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
I love poetry, and I love like our last guest, I love history. You know, I was really always into history and English. So
yeah. Well, now we're gonna look at you, and it's gonna be her story.
Yeah, her story.
Your story.
Her story, and then our story.
Yeah.
And then the future and how we can make it better.
So where does it go from here? How far do you want to take this?
Oh, wow. Just so far. So nowadays we do, so I have a company called Poetic Black Girl LLC. Very fitting. And we do independent contracting with different schools and community organizations. We do community workshops. We did a reflect and release workshop where people were able to come in and like journal about their feelings, and then they were able to really like decorate like glassware, like plates with affirmations. So some of their plates said, you know, I release fear, I release anxiety, I release imposter syndrome, and then they were able to like smash it in the back. So just like community events where people are able to have a dedicated space to come in and heal, because like traditional talk therapy isn't for everybody. And we're not trying to like replace traditional talk therapy, but we're trying to give accessible spaces for people to come and heal in alternative ways.
And what's the significance of smashing it? Just getting rid of the
like
dirt in your life, just put it on here and just smashing it.
You know, I think that's what it comes through. Like sometimes you need a physical release, like a cleansing. So yeah, we're focused on more community workshops. We have a community open mic that we have once a month at Brunch at Zion's on Canal Street, where you know a whole bunch of different creatives.
You go down there? All right.
Yeah, Canal Street in the Bronx. Yeah. Often I say Canal Street, and they're like in Manhattan. I'm like, no.
Yeah, all the way down there where all the stores are, where we used to get our little equipment to play music. And
I went to school over there. I went to school in Manhattan, so that's where like you would go to get a fake Gucci belt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know where to get those.
Listen.
Yeah, I had a lot of friends selling those things down there. Now, you get a dozen of them, you get a big discount, right? And that'll be your gift for the holiday. But anyway, that's something.
Nobody will know, you know what I mean? I feel like
they have the perfumes, the
nobody
belts,
will
all
know.
that stuff.
Unless they know.
So what are you doing for Black History Month?
For Black
History
History
Month. Are you going to put together
Month.
a big poem or
I have
gathering?
a few different features coming up. So I'll be performing in Mount Vernon and performing in the Bronx as well. But for February, what we really are focusing on is like the love. We're focusing on the heart chakra. So we have the healing
Getting
hour.
into the meridians
you know
and
what
stuff.
I'm saying?
What? All right now.
So we have a special healing hour open mic, and we also have another reflect and release smash workshop that's Valentine's Day themed. So that's gonna be really exciting. And you can find me like Black History Month is every month for me.
With the third eye.
You know what I'm saying? So all year round, I will be talking about Black stuff, y'all. In case you
So we got to get a chance to come and see you. Where some of the places? What's that right there?
Okay, so this is the Reflect and Release workshop that we're going to be having coming up next month on February 5th. And we also have our Healing Hour event, which is going to be on February 4th. And that one is full of intention. So yeah, if you don't have anything to do and you're looking for a vibe, and this was our rundown of the month. So we had a vision boarding party this month. We did our Reflect and Release this month, and next month we'll be having a new moon workshop. So yeah, I'm here. Drea loves the people. You know.
I know. I'm seeing. So listen.
Yes.
Anytime you want to come here and share what you're doing, let us know where you're going to be and all that stuff. You just let us know. Right?
I would love to. I'll come see y'all again in the studio.
For sure. You know, a lot of people don't come here. We just started coming back into the studio.
Yeah.
You know, after the pandemic, but you know, it's on and popping now.
It's on and popping.
That's 105 for now. And we can have a little dance floor thing right there if you want to do something.
Yes, stop.
Microphone with the poetry.
Because I'll definitely drop a for real poem. You caught me on impromptu today, but I'll do something for real.
You ever do something crazy like have background dances while you're doing your poetry? I'm only saying.
I have people doing ad-libs for me, so I'll do something and somebody might sing in the back like,
yeah. Make it happen.
We're going to get you involved too.
Okay.
Yeah, you can give me a beat.
Okay, I'll give you a beat and split 16.
Come on. It'll be featuring Drea, featuring Bob. It'll be awesome.
You said do a hard rap?
Yeah. Bring the streets. I'm kidding.
See, I was talking to both of you guys at the same time. My producer was in my ear. He says rapping 1 minute. I said, you want me to give you a hard rap? And you said, yeah.
He knows the vibe. They know the vibe upstairs.
Oh, they're dancing up there, and there's no real beat. It's the heartbeat that they're dancing to.
It's the heartbeat.
So you've been doing this for some time now. How many years now?
Yeah, so I've been performing poetry since 2016. And like I said, in the 5th grade, that was the first time I saw my work actually published.
That's a beautiful thing. Before we go, he's going to give me like another 30 seconds. Shout outs to anybody that you want to give a shout out to?
Always got to give a shout out to my mama. Like,
Mama?
Big Drea, I'm Lil Drea. We holding it down. You already know. Shout out to all of my partners. Shout out to Brunch at Zion. Shout out to Paint with Lead. Shout out to Raise Up. Shout out to Communitas America. You already know how much y'all pour into me. I love y'all. We are community, and yes.
Wait, who's Paint with Lead?
Paint with Lead. Oh. not lead. We don't know about lead anymore. That's for the commercials called 1-800 if you feel like you look, you know what I'm saying?
Social media.
My social media is at Poetic Black Girl, and it's GURL instead of GIRL because I have flavor and soul, you know. So it's like girl, not girl, you know. That's no. I'm on LinkedIn, Andrea Augustus. My website is www.poeticblackgirl.com. But I'm most active on Instagram, and I have a link tree that links to everywhere that you can find me.
Poetic Black Girl, thank you so much for joining us, okay? Love to everybody that is associated with you, mom, family, everybody that's down. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. We want to thank our guests, you, for joining us, and you, our viewers, for tuning in. You can keep following us on BronxNet TV for continued coverage. Thank you for letting us share in this space and time with you. Kim and Arlene, Darren Jaime, Rena Valentine, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Make sure you stay tuned for them. It's a new episode of Open. Always remember this, what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice, let your choice control the chooser of the Dr. Bob Lee. And I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. I love you all. Peace.